we're going to take the win. The unrelenting pressure that we've been applying on our governments, Britain, Canada, Australia, France is coming anyway, has resulted in our mealy-mouthed, hardcore Zionist governments have had to move and recognise Palestine. Now that doesn't mean much more than the mealy-mouthed words that they've used, but they didn't even use those words before. And the reason why they didn't use those words is the pressure that we've applied over the last 2 years, we didn't apply over the last 75 years or the last 40 years or the last 30 years, since the Iraq War, 20 years, 25 years. We've been applying it now, so we can't let up. Our governments don't want to have any form of restraint on Israel. And what we've done is we've made it almost impossible for them to have the status quo. When Keir Starmer talks about he's got family in Israel and he deeply empathises with Israel on October the 7th, well, that's interesting. Did he empathise with apartheid for the last 50 years while his family was living at large, while they were oppressing Palestinians and living as privileged chosen race, while Arabs were considered second-class citizens, had their rights denied, their land taken, their lives lost, their children brutalised? So our politicians are now being exposed and they have to now respond to that, and they're doing that because of the pressure that we're putting on them. It's really important that we don't move away from unrelenting pressure. We have a global flotilla of ships manned by civilians, peace activists, politicians, celebrities who are going in the Sumud Flotilla to lift the siege with nappies, baby food, bandages, medicine, and they're trying to lift the siege. If you recognise a state, you have to recognise its border, and you have to recognise its right to control that border. That border cannot be controlled by Israel or its proxy in the case of Egypt. That border has to be recognised and protected by the international communities. And remember, I don't like that word, international community. After all, Zimbabwe has got nothing to do with Israel. Bangladesh has got very little to do with Israel. The people who are supporting and arming and funding this terror regime, this pirate regime, is Britain, France, America, Germany, and those people now have to protect Palestine. If you recognise Palestine, you have to protect Palestine because you've armed the very nation that's destroying Palestine. The Sumud Flotilla is going, and they need our protection. So now we've had one big, important, but virtuous step. Practical policy hasn't been made. We now need to reach out to our MPs and say, what are we going to do to ensure that the flotilla is protected? It's a really important question, and you should be asking your MPs, your elected politicians, what does that mean? If any of our citizens are killed, hurt, injured, detained, harassed by a foreign nation that uses our tax money, what is our politicians willing to do to protect us?